Hey, it's Matt. Welcome back to another tool haul video. I got another auction one here for you, and we got a bunch of sockets, and I think we got some good stuff in here. I paid 42 bucks, I think, for this lot, and yeah, I don't know. It's all right. Let's dig into it and see what we got. Maybe we'll learn something, maybe we won't. And stick around for the end, because I'm gonna see if I got any holes to fill with any of these sockets, see if I can fill up any sets. So let's get started. Let's start on the left with all of the foreign stuff here. We got a 21 millimeter deep, 12 point. It's a Japan. I don't know what that is. AI. But yeah, that's going in my truck because I think my lug nuts are 21 millimeter. Got a bunch of no-namer, quarter-inch drive sockets there. Got a 13/16 spark plug wrench, and that is a True Craft, and it's of the swivel variety. And it's still got the old price tag on it. Look at that. Big tool store, $11.89. Crikey. Got some extensions here. Half-inch drive, no-namer, Chrome V. That's a Kmart 3/8 drive extension. No-name, foreign ratchet. Little ball ratcheting screwdriver bit type thingy, whatever. Little 5 millimeter lengthy Allen bit thing. Got this cool little Montgomery Ward Powercraft. Little quarter-inch breaker bar. And I got some sockets with it, so that's cool. So, missing a couple, but I think I might have some of these. Might be able to fill in a set there. Got this PT performance tool, kind of weird, reversible, quarter-inch on one side, 3/8 on the other. I don't know, it works. It feels like it's kind of a fine tooth, it's not too wobbly, so maybe I'll throw that in the truck, in the box there. Got this lengthy little quick lock bit adapter in there. I don't know, that thing might cost a little bit. Who knows there? But that's about all for the foreign stuff. I guess I'll talk about that because that's foreign. But we can't skip this. We got this case here. It's got no name on it, but for a little quarter-inch drive set, a bunch of these quarter-inch sockets were all just kind of rolling around in here. So I just pulled all of them out of there because there wasn't a full set of anything in there. So I'll try to figure out what this is, and maybe I can fill it with what belongs in here, or just kind of make up a makeshift set and throw it in there. But the case isn't too bad. It's not destroyed, but average use, I would say. And then we got this little Torx Bit Set, which I'm going to spill all over the place trying to get out of here with one hand. But yeah, so a 10-piece 3/8 Torx Bit Set. There's the sizes there. Made in Taiwan. I don't think any of these have ever been used. And I think a couple of sets like this sold on eBay for maybe 20 or 30 bucks. So I'd say 20 bucks or so. I could probably get that for them. Again, full set, never used. Yeah, they're foreign, but it's an older set. All right, the rest of the stuff we got here is US. So I guess let's start from the right here. Got a bunch of Indestro sockets in this haul. And these are just regular Indestro. There's Indestro Super, there's Indestro Select. I don't really know what the difference is. If somebody wants to chime in and let me know, I'm sure they will. I haven't really researched too much on that aspect of Indestro, but that's what they look like. They kind of look like the Protos of this era. I would say these were probably from the late 50s, maybe into the 60s. Who knows? Got a swivel that probably goes with that set of the Indestro variety. Nice and tight. And this is an Indestro Super. So you notice the knurling is different on there. And that's a 5/8 double square. So that's cool. And we got a little stubby 1/2 inch drive Indestro extension to go with those sockets. So I think I'm missing a couple of sockets in there. Not a complete set. We'll go over it at the end to see what we're missing here. This little set here is a set of action sockets, and these were made by Thorson, and I think they started in 1957. And this is also a little 1/4-inch action ratchet to go with it. And it functions, flips over, and if you recall in the other video I got a Thorson 3/8 drive ratchet just like this. In a couple videos before that one, I got an Indestro ratchet that's open like this, so kind of cool. But yeah, so 1957 or later on all of this stuff. And we got some companion sockets here. Just got one deep socket, 3/4, 6-inch. And then we got, I don't know if this is a 15/16 or 7/8, 7/8, 12-point companion. And these companion sockets, these are Sears. I think these are Sears, like a cheaper brand, to kind of be just the cheaper than the Craftsman stuff on the shelf there. So yeah, companion. I don't think I have any companion sockets yet, so those are my first. We have 2 impact sockets here. These are Williams 1/2-inch drive impact. Got a 5/8 and a 1/2-inch. So that's always good. Those are, impact sockets aren't cheap. All right, let's should we get into the good stuff, or should we go to this 1/4-inch stuff? Let's skip this row here and these 2 here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, and let's go to these 1/4-inch stuff here. I got a 4 1/4-inch. These are Indestro Super, so the same as that one there. But 4 of those little 1/4-inch sockets in decent shape. 6-point. Got some Craftsman VV. So I got an old VV, a 7/16 and a 1/2-inch. 6-point. And I got a 1/4-inch drive, Craftsman V, 7/16, 6-point. I think these are G1s. Yeah, G1 Craftsman sockets. This is that, those no-namers there that we're always guessing what they are. Just got that USA on there, 3/8. Nothing else on it. 6-point, who knows? We got these made in the USA. And I don't know if these are Oxwall. I think I got a set of, like a case with some Oxwall sockets that look just like this. So who knows? Probably Oxwall. Alright, let's get into the juicy stuff here. Alright, some of my favorite sockets here. Got these 2 here. And these are old. These are Hinsdale. And you can tell by that H right there. We got an 11/16, and I think this one's a 13/16, which I don't have a 13/16 square. So I'll actually use this. I needed one of these at work last year and didn't have one. So I'll probably end up using this socket, although I shouldn't, because these are from the mid-20s is what these are. So if you watch my videos, I got a set of sockets from Snap-on that were from 1927. This is about the same era as those Snap-on sockets. They look very similar, and I think I have some other Hinsdale sockets like this. So at the end, we'll go through and see what other Hinsdale stuff I've acquired throughout my travels. All right, let's start from the bottom here. Got a nice Craftsman BE 1 1/8 1/2-inch drive, 12-point. And this is probably between the 30s and the 40s. I believe these are made by New Britain. And I don't know. I think I might have a couple of BE sockets in 1/2-inch drive. Not in the greatest shape. It's got some damage, but I'll take it. I know I don't have an 1 1/8. So that's cool. Got an SK here. And I was really excited when I got this. It's an 1 3/16, and I do not have an 1 3/16. My set of these is at work, so I really like these sockets. I like to use them, but I'm kind of disappointed, and I'll show you why when I tell you what year this is from and kind of how to date these SK sockets. Now most sockets have a little dimple inside of it like that. And I can't get it in there. You might be able to see it, but that's for the little detent ball on the end of the ratchet or the breaker bar, or whatever you're using, so it doesn't fall off of the ratchet. And SK, from what I read, is one of the last companies to do that on their sockets. And I think even Snap-on was really, really late in the game to do that. So to date these SK sockets, first thing, they said the really early ones of this style, it said SK Chrome on there. And those are from the 30s to the mid 40s. And from 1940 to 1955, I want to say, they ditched that chrome on there. I should say after the 40s they ditched the chrome. But it wasn't until about the mid 50s where they started putting that detent in there. And as you can see, if you can, this one does not have that detent in there. And I've tried to use sockets like this in the field, and they just end up pissing me off. They end up just falling right off of there. So I was a little disappointed it didn't have there. Maybe I can get in there with a Dremel tool if I want to and kind of modify it so I can get a socket, you know, a wrench to get this to stay on the wrench. But either way, it's just kind of an odd size. I don't use it that often, but I have come across an 1 3/16 at work. But it's really hard to find an 1 3/16 socket. Go try to find like a 1 3/16 combination wrench. You know, they're just a really oddball size to have. But I'm glad I finally got one. I can add this to my set. I've been trying to find one of these for a while, so that's definitely a good find right there. All right, next up, Proto, Los Angeles. And I like those early Protos. 7/8, 12-point, half-inch drive. And LA, I think they had to change to Proto in 1948, and I think by 1950, Plomb was gone off of all of their sockets. So I want to say between 48 and 50, it said some sockets or tools had Plomb a division of Proto, or Proto a division of Plomb on there, and then there's a big lawsuit if you want to read about it. So I would say after 1950 would probably be safe to say on this one, and it only said Los Angeles for a couple of years after that. So I would say early to mid 50s is what this would date around. So I am happy with that. They only made them a couple of years with that Los Angeles on there, and that's what I look for, is the stuff that says LA on there. And this socket is really interesting. There's not much information about these. I think I've read somewhere that these were made by Plomb or Proto. So I do have some more sockets like this that say SR in this square. It's an 1 1/16, 12-point, and see if that one has a dimple in it. It doesn't look like, oh yeah, this one's got the hole through it, so no dimples, just the hole. But definitely be interesting to learn some more about these sockets and where they're from. But this is the third one that I have acquired in my travels, so that's definitely a score. And I'll go through it and I'll show you, but I don't think I have an 1 1/16 socket, so that's going to definitely add to my set. And last but not least, probably one of my favorite ones is this Plomb socket. We got a Plomb 5432-S, and it is a 1-inch double square. I just love these old Plomb sockets. I had some probably mid-30s Plomb sockets, and I ended up selling them, and I regretted it. And I've been trying to find some earlier Plomb sockets, and I know this isn't a Los Angeles one, but this one's probably from 42 to 45, I think. It doesn't have a date code on it, so maybe up to 48, I believe, if they got rid of the Plomb name around, 47 or so, so maybe 42 to 47. Not in the greatest shape, a little beat up, but still my lone Plomb socket now, and I'll probably hang on to that. I don't know, maybe not. I have a set of snap-on, older 1940s snap-on square drive sockets, so, or double squares, so I know I have a 1 inch of those. Maybe I'll hang on to this for a little bit, see if I get any friends to put with it, but if I don't get any friends soon, I'll probably end up selling that. But maybe not. Maybe if I get some other Plomb sockets, maybe I'll end up selling that. But I don't know. What do you think? For what did I say? I paid for this $42 for all of this stuff. I don't know. I got some collectibles, some stuff that I'm gonna actually hang on to. Got some stuff that I can use. Let's get my other sockets, all of my collection out, and see if I have any holes filled with any of this stuff. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here, see if we have any holes that we filled. Now, I got those companion sockets. I don't have any doubles for that. I got a bunch of stuff. If there's something that you don't see out here, that means that I just didn't have any companions to it, or I already told you earlier that I didn't have anything with it. A lot of that Craftsman stuff I didn't have anything with. I didn't have any more of these weird sockets. Didn't have any more of the Williams impact sockets. I didn't have any of the action. Is that what these are? Those are the action ones. Yep, didn't have any of those. So those are the only ones of those I have. I did have some Powercraft socket, but it's a double. It's a 7/16. So I'll put it with them, but nothing to add to that. Let's go through this rail because we didn't really go through what sockets I got in this Indestro set. Got an 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch, 1 1/8, 1 1/16. Skipped the 1 inch. Got a 15/16. Missing the 7/8 or the 7/8. Go right to a 13/16 and the 3/4. So missing a couple here and there in there, but overall decent set of sockets. And I don't have any of these regular Indestro. I have a couple of selects and maybe some supers, but nothing of this exact socket line. So alright, let's see. We went through those. Didn't have any Indestro 1/4 inch sockets, so those are loaners. Now, what else do we have here? We talked about the Craftsman stuff. Alright, let's talk about the Indestro. I had this double square Indestro Super 5 Ace, and I had one of these in my box, a 9/16. So I'm gonna stick that one with that one, and we're getting a little bit closer to a set there, building that one up. I had these square drive Hinsdales, and these are what I had in my collection. 3 sockets, a 13/16, a 31/32, and I think that other one's a 7/16 or something, but about the same era sockets here, so I'll stick these with those that can go with the set. The only other Los Angeles Proto socket and 1/2 inch drive that I had was this 5 Ace deep well, so that can go with that one. And then I had 2 of these SR sockets. So I got an 1 1/16, a 15/16, and we got a 13/16. So I got those going for me. And then up top here, last but not least, we got the Craftsman BEs. So these are all the 1/2 inch drive 12-point shallows that I have of those. And as you can see, I don't have an 1 1/8, so I'll add that to that set. And quite a big gap there that we're missing, so we have some work to do on all of this stuff here. So stay tuned for next week. I have another lot of sockets. I think it's a little bit bigger than this one, maybe not. Mainly 3/8 drive and 1/2 inch drive stuff, but we do have some decent stuff in there, and I think I have some sockets in there that will fill in some of these. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.